might show her attention. If she drive out from the burbs, there might be drugs in my system. I might drive up the curb, change sunny like listing. I make my jeweler proud. This is Pacers versus Pistons, and I might jump in the crowd. 86 deep, they see.
Yo, it's Tommy Will, and right now you rocking with R.I.C.H Radio. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Vanezzi.
Yo, it's Johnny.
What up? It's Phil.
Yo, what's up? It's Big Mike.
And we are
R.I.C.H Radio.
And you know what it stands for? Respect, integrity, confidence, and honesty. That's what it is.
You already know.
And without further ado, R.I.C.H Radio would like to introduce to you Tucson's own Tommy Will.
Give it up for Tommy.
What's up? What's going on, fellas?
What's good, Tommy?
Man.
Chilling, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Now we appreciate you for coming out, man.
Blessed.
That's
you,
mad love.
Thank you. All day.
Especially for short notice and stuff, so
True.
Appreciate that.
But we're going to have you on the show regardless. I know we were talking about you with this week or next week, so
right.
I mean,
I'm
it's
just
good
glad
that
to
it's
be
now.
here, bro. I'm
Absolutely.
glad it happened. That's it.
So one thing I was going to talk about is that track you have, is, and you have the video for it too. It's called Too Much.
Okay, right.
And like watching the video, I know with Phil as well too.
Yeah.
We were just kind of like just the whole imagery,
everything.
the whole layout, the production on it. I thought it was like super
Appreciate
dope.
you.
And like watching it just seems like, you know, it's like, man, that looks like an artist from like LA or, you know, just, you know, and it's like the way you put it together. I was like, damn, this is really dope. So, you know, talk to us about, you know, the Too Much and, you know, the background on that.
Right. So Too Much, first off, it was shot by Blar Productions. My little homie Brian, he just graduated. The man is talented. I was telling the homie earlier, like when he went through school, he was focusing on like short films, stop motion photography, things of that nature. And I know it wasn't until he met my brother in high school, Easy Going. Definitely shout out to him, my bro.
Shout out Easy Going.
They went to Saguaro and linked up there. He was rapping back in the day.
Okay.
And he started doing music videos. So when I came back, I always had a vision when I do my videos. I definitely want them to be storyline based. You know, I'm not really into videos where you kind of just, you know, stand in one place and have a couple props. I'd rather like really try to tell a story with the video to kind of like separate myself. So he definitely helped capture that. And Too Much is I do these No Love Lost EPs every Valentine's Day.
Damn.
Just once a year.
That's dope.
So that was a song for that. Everything in it was, you know, true story. The pictures on the wall, it's a girl that I was talking to, you know, at the time, still am now. You know how that goes.
Okay.
Shout out.
So I always want to keep my videos as, you know, honest as possible.
Absolutely.
You know, regardless.
I mean, that's what makes a true artist.
Yeah,
that's what makes a true artist.
So, you know, I never really thought like I could, you know, rap in front of a rented, you know, like Ferrari or something like that.
Yeah.
Or with a whiteboard and a bunch of girls, and then, you know, you walk out and I pull up in my Honda or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not real, and I never want to be, you know, the type where somebody has something to say about you, about something that you don't have. Like I never wanted to go through that. So
won't you walk us through your like journey of how you came from the inception to hip hop and start rapping, or why you decide that, or you know?
It was one of those things. I went to when I was 15, I was in Oceanside, California. And we ended up moving to Tucson right when I was turning 16. And I went to Sahuarita High School down in Green Valley.
Oh.
And first dude I met first day of class, another brother, and pretty much he was like, yo, my name's this and that. Second question was, you rap? It was
just
weird.
Like that.
It was weird, but it's because it was one of those schools where there was only like 4 or 5 black kids in the whole school. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, it is what it is. So he asked that, and I just lied because I ain't had no friends here. You know, I was new. Yeah. You know, that's what. So we started, you know, recording on like Cool Edit Pro at his house and stuff like that, and that's when I started saying I was a rapper. But you know,
so it kind of just happened.
Yeah, it pretty much just happened because I just wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
Like as soon as, you know, I was brand new and I just really wanted to fit in. So
you say you were from Oceanside. Does that mean you're from Oceanside, or did you come back? Or
my pops was military.
Oh, word.
So we moved around a lot. But I was born on Davis Mountain.
Damn.
I left. We went overseas for a while, and we did that. And then I was in Oceanside when I was, like I said, like 14, 15. Then when I was turning 16, we got stationed back here in Tucson. So I went to my junior and my senior year of high school. I was here, and then I probably didn't leave until I was 20. I was 20 when I left back to California to start going to school. Damn. And then I just got back about almost 2 years ago now. That's when I touched back down, yeah.
Dang, that's dope.
I like to actually go back to the creation process, because I always like it when artists kind of like open the door and let us have a peek into that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, you said when you make the videos, they have purpose, and you want visualizations and stuff. So, do you actually see the video happening in your head while you're making the music, or is that something that comes later? What's your process for that?
It's when I'm making the music.
Oh, okay.
I'll definitely every beat has a name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because if it didn't, the producer wouldn't name it when he's saving his files. Exactly. Like, anytime you when I'm writing these songs, like, I'll go on a producer's SoundCloud page or whatever like that, and listen to their beats, and they have a title for it. But like literally within like 30 seconds, you're gonna come up with your own title of that song. So like I like to do that, and then as I'm writing the song, I figure like, okay, is this song more of something I should use as a performance, or is this song something that I could really turn into a, like a short movie, or something like that. So while I'm writing the song, I already know which ones I'm like, okay, like this is album potential, this is single potential, this is just visual appearances only type of thing. Yeah. And that's just off of experience, You learn these lessons, and is nowadays in the rap game, like you blow up off of one song, that's that. Then that person just took the the spotlight from a guy that's been doing this shit, putting out albums, might be 18, 20 track albums, not getting no love. And then you got one dude that just says, bro, I just started rapping 3 months ago. I did it for fun and it blew up. Yeah. I hear that so many times in these interviews, man. And the one that I remember most clearly was Trinidad James, when they was talking about his All Gold Everything track. He's like, man, I just started rap. He's like, I was just doing it for fun. I didn't, and that's what it was. And he had one hit song, and now he's probably taking care of his family. You know what I'm saying? Like just from that. Yep. So, I definitely like to really be specific with things. It's pretty much just, knowing your limits. But then knowing your possibilities as well. Oh yeah. I always like to say that, because I really don't think people are smart enough to really tell themselves like, yo, like I know what I can do. You don't ask an NBA player like how many points you gonna score 60 points today. I mean, you gotta be honest with yourself. Like I might not get 60, but I'm gonna drop 20 and get some assists on the side. It's like I know my limits. I know where I'm at, but I know one day in my career I'm gonna hit that 60-point game. You feel me? So that's about it.
That's honestly one thing that I've always noticed about you, just going back, is that you definitely live by the law of attraction. You're somebody that's positive, and you look for that light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I think that separates you, because it allows people to see you. It allows people to see what you do, who you are as an individual. And that's a lot different than a lot of people that make music to try to sound like someone else.
Right.
Or they make music to try to fit into a trend that's not theirs. They're trying to fit into something that was developed completely outside of their culture or what they understand. And with you come with you, and it's raw you. And that's what I like a lot about your music and about who you are as a person. You're very genuine. Now, I just had a question, too, about the hat. Now, is the Have Will hat, is that your hat? Is that your clothing?
This is my brand.
Tell us about your brand, man.
So Have Will pretty much is it's just kind of like my general guideline. It's back in the day, like when we first met, I used to go by Giddy, and I dropped a mixtape called Love Life Bump Gouda, because I was Giddy Gouda, so Love Life Bump Gouda, and I've always tried to be on like a positive note where I'm like, yo, like do what you want to do with your life.
Absolutely.
And express yourself in any way possible and do that. Like I really support, somebody being an individual, you know, because it's something that I feel like a lot of people have trouble with when they're young. You know, people want to fit in. You scared to be yourself at times because you don't know better. You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
With the Have Will, after changing my name to Tommy Will, and just the reason for that is because I went through that whole thing. I stopped rapping for about 2 years, and I was like, man, like I put my heart into this.
Yeah.
And nothing coming back right now. And so I lost the hope, and I came back, and I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I really want to be real with myself, you know. So my middle name is Thomas, last name is Williams. Also my father's name is Tommy Williams. So I was like, I want to do something, you know, specifically for my family, like. So I was like, I'm gonna go by Tommy Will. So I made that name change, and with that, I made the slogan, like I said, Have Will. And it's pretty much, you know, you have blessings, you have patience, you have dedication. You got to have the will to, you know, do what you want to do, regardless whether it's music, a sport, paint, you could dance, like whatever it is, you know, have your creative being and just have the will to be that, you know. Absolutely. You got that, you can accomplish. So that's what I'm really trying to do. I got shirts, I got these hats. I'm getting in a new order actually of a different design. Getting ready for my my album release.
When's your album
in the next couple months? I mean, hopefully, I'm thinking about 2 months, man. Like I want to do like November. Hopefully November, but you know, it's all about getting the visuals in place too. So
yeah, well, let us know. We would like to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
We would like to be there.
Bro,
I
love that, bro.
And bro, we'll wear your shirts and everything, man.
That's love, bro. No, I got some.
Triple X, dog.
I got some. No, we got them custom made, bro. Yeah,
hey, so Tommy, I know you were talking about how you stopped rapping for 2 years.
Yep.
What got you back into rapping and, you know, putting out this album? You know, give us, you know, a little bit of background of, you know, the reason, you know, maybe you stopped and why you came back into the game.
Okay. Yeah. No. So when I stopped at the time, I was actually working with a young dude from the alumni. Okay. His name was Sean Brown. You know, shout out to him. We don't talk much these days. And that was definitely a big part of me stopping music. So you know, I put a lot into my music at that time. I was driving 2.5 hours, about 2.5 hours from El Centro, California to San Bernardino. Ontario. From El Centro, California to Ontario, California, to just to record. You know, I would go there early in the day, and it's it's amazing, amazing. Go up there for like 8 hours, just strictly record. Drive back and go to work the morning the next day. You know, like I was really dedicated to it. I was out on the streets. I was doing flyers. I was doing, you know, handing out the blank CDs just because I didn't have the cash to get them printed on and all that other stuff. So I was just like, yo, here's all my stuff, you know. And then I just thought about it like, bro, this ain't worth it. You know. Excuse me. You know, being in a small town regardless, but it was all, you know, immaturity, being young. You don't really understand the business that you're in, you know. So I guess that 2 years that I took off, I really got to learn things. I'm like, okay, like I definitely want to be myself and be creative, but I want to make this my income.
Yeah.
You know, you have to realize that this is a business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I tried to get smart with that, and now I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna do it my way, but in a way that I know can be monetary, so I can help out my family, and I can, you know, do something that I love for the rest of my life. You feel me? Like,
well, if you even think about it, when it comes down to being successful in anything you do, you have to work harder than the next man.
Definitely.
And like you said, yes, music is a business, and if you want to be successful at it, you have to do more than every single other person you know is doing. If you're not, then why are you doing it? It's just like any new business owner that's trying to develop his business.
Right.
What is this person going to try to do? They're going to try to get their ducks in a row to where they're ahead of the game. Because if they're not ahead of the game, then what are they doing it for? Are they doing it for mediocre reasons? Are they just trying to scrape by? No, everyone's trying to do it so we can move up and live life. You know what I mean? So I highly respect that, because I think a lot of people, the reason why there's so many musicians out there, that really aren't doing nothing is for the fact that they get lazy.
Right.
And I'm going to say it right now to all y'all rappers out there. Y'all know who you are. Get off and make something of yourself.
Yeah.
You can't just be a dope MC and expect to move up in life. Doesn't happen that way. You can't expect to have a dope producer homeboy that you rap over his beats and you think that because you guys got some hit songs, it's going to happen for you. It ain't about that. If people see your work ethic and they see your drive and see how bad you want it, that's when the labels look at the people and like, yeah, it's like Dre with Kendrick.
Right.
Like in the interview, he was like, the whole reason why I Kendrick was for the fact of his personality and who he was as a person. You know what I mean? And that goes a long way. And I think so many people feel like, oh, I'm dope. Like I get people coming here all the time.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, I'm the dopest ever. And
Yeah.
I'll make you rich and famous. And it's like, bro, I know for a fact you won't because of that mentality.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to
real.
work harder than the next man because you don't feel like you have to because you feel like you're special already. I feel like anybody that puts a limit or if they feel like they're in their prime, all they're doing is putting a cap on themselves. They're putting a limit on themselves. So I highly believe in people pushing forward and realizing their flaws and moving forward in life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And you know, one thing that I noticed about you, just you talking, you know, from the moment you listen to a song and you're already visualizing everything going on from the clothing that you make, from just that, you know, going out in Ontario and grinding out like that, going 2.5 hours. I see an entrepreneur, you know what I mean, as far as like going out there and doing a lot of your own things. I'm not sure if that's the case, if you like, you know, you have a team behind you doing it, but obviously, like, I want to know, are you seeing something much bigger than rap? Like maybe one day coming out with the label, production, being a CEO, or
this
is
is all that.
Yeah,
This is all that. I'm not the type, I don't want to say I'm the CEO of anything, you know. I want to say I'm definitely a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, that I may own it, but I definitely, me and the people that I work with are all on the same level. Nobody's better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is for me. So I never want to say like somebody works for me. I want to say we work with each other.
Yeah.
You know, we make this happen.
For sure.
So
That's
the
how you
end,
keep a
the
happy
end
family.
game.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's the beautiful thing, man. Like, the absolute end of everything is I want to say that I had a voice for music to be in this Tucson community.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the end game. Like when I'm 50 years old, you know, and I'm listening to High 98.3 on my way to doing whatever I'm doing, and I hear that they got like a Feeling 520 thing where they got a 16-year-old kid that was doing this, and then they can say something like, "Oh yeah, like what you grow up listening to." I was listening to Tommy Will. You know, he was from the same city I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like that would make my life just to hear that, to know that I had
Just
a little
small
piece of
impact.
inspiration for somebody.
Yeah.
Because like I said in one song, actually about my brother, like I said, it's easygoing. Like I have utmost faith in this kid, more than I have in myself. You know what I'm saying? So I said in the song something like, "You always said that I inspired you, but the one." It was something like you said I inspired you, but all I ever wanted to do was inspire the one to change the world type thing. Like, I never wanted, you know, money's always good. If I can help my family, that's beautiful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not why I'm doing music. You know, everybody has vices. Everybody has their demons they need to let out, though.
Everybody.
It doesn't
Ain't
matter.
nobody
Music
immune to
is just
that.
that outlet. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, so
That's super real, man. And I
it's just
think
a lot,
that
man.
another thing too, like you were saying about having kids, a dream for you would be to have a young kid on Feeling 512 go, yeah, Tommy Wills, who I listened to and who inspired me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's extremely important. You know what I mean? For us to be able to do that for kids here, because look at how many people come up in LA and in New York, and they come up because they have those inspirations to go off of. They have that hope because they saw somebody that was in the same shoes they were in come up out of the same neighborhoods they was in, whatever.
Right.
Same thing here, regardless of how much different it is, vice versa. It's still really important for them to have a voice they can look up to. So my question to you is this, and I always ask everybody this that I interview: what is your advice to the youth to stay on track? The youngsters that are have all the influences, have the influences of really doing bad in life when they could really change their lives for a positive. What do you have? What's your advice to the children?
It just goes back to the have will, man. Like I really believe in that, man. Like, just do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, if music is what you want to do, if basketball is what you want to do, you know, art, whatever it is, like, just, like, why waste time? Like, if you got some extra money, why not put it into something that you love? Like, you know, it's definitely, like, just continue to push. You know, be a nuisance if you have to. When I was first starting out, I was sneaking in the Sharks nightclub. I was telling the homie earlier too. Like, I was sneaking in the Sharks
back in the
nightclub.
day, brother.
That was Mike's journey.
I was watching
Me too.
Klepto.
For real,
Mike Randall.
that was my
Bro,
spot too.
it
dog.
looked like the
OG,
place,
man.
bro. But I wasn't even old enough to know what was going on. But like, I was sneaking into these places just to listen to R.I.C.H perform, Young Caesar perform, Klepto the Maniac. You know, the two, like, K-Rock.
Well, you mentioning some names right now.
So like,
brother.
but those were the people that I was like, because when I started music, I was like, yo, like,
Shit,
I'm
yeah.
Swindle, straight up. Shout out to him. I know he's working. Man, it was.
Fingers Day Freedom.
I think my my favorite song. There was two of them, and one was Klepto, Welcome to AZ. I thought that video was so real at the time. And I was just watching. I was like, man, like, this dude is like just straight up about, you know, Arizona, his state, his hometown. I was like, I love that, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so and then it was K-Rock. It was K-Rock and Swindle. I think it was another AZ title track. And I just remember they're all parked out. They just pull up at this liquor store and the video start right there. And I was like, bro.
Yeah, I
like,
remember I used to work in Sam Goody, right?
Okay.
And I used to be like, the manager. So I remember Swindle brought in a bunch of flyers for people to be in his video. And it was the first time I seen someone that I didn't really know. Because actually, the dude that's running the audio for us right now, he was from a group back in the day called Resurrected Mob that made huge noise back in the day.
Okay.
Sold tons of units, bro, like crazy. When I was working at Sam Goody, they had consignment there. Every single time they brought in units, they were gone in a couple of days. It was crazy. It was a good time in
real.
hip hop for Tucson.
Definitely was.
But I remember him bringing in these flyers, you know what I'm saying, and actually having people sign up to be in this video. I was like, man, this is crazy. And then in 2005, I released a project called Lethal Weapons that I did with this dude named Mr. O. And I did a lot of local cast that you just mentioned was on that record. And it's crazy to think how far we've come from that time. You think about 2005 to 2016, like it's 11 years later.
It's a completely different place.
Like, bro,
Completely
the
different.
way that the hip hop has moved and now how much we're coming together, bro, it's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful.
So Tommy, you know, when every time an artist comes in here, I love to ask them, you know, what artists back in the day influenced you? You know, who were those artists that really made impact in your life, that really, you know, made you have that love for hip hop or just that love for music in general?
I think, you know, when I was growing up, I didn't really even listen to music. You know, I was playing video games. I was trying to just chill. Like, I wasn't cool in school. You know, like, you know, I didn't care. Like, I concentrated on my homework. You know, I did that. When I was young, I knew I wanted to do something with dinosaurs. I was trying to be like a paleontologist or something like that. I was just, you know, I was just real selective of like what I did. So like, it wasn't even until I turned, I was in 6th grade where I even started being social. You know what I'm saying? So I started playing basketball, and then I tried to join a team, and I was the kid that was just on the team because he had a good attitude. You know, I had no place on the basketball court, but
that was the certificate.
I just had the
that
good attitude. Yeah, I got like, you know,
best attitude,
best sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was that kid, and it wasn't until then, and I seen a dude. Now I'll never forget his name. His name was Mike Steele. That's one dude. I couldn't tell you what he looked like if my life depended on it, bro. But I would never forget his name.
Dang.
His name is Michael Steele, and he was in 9th grade. I was in 6th grade, and he was on the team. And I remember we went to one school, and he dropped like 65 points.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And this is like middle school stuff. And I'm like, man, this dude, like, I want to be as good as he is.
Yeah.
You know? So I got in the gym, and I played that whole summer. That whole summer I was in the gym like 8 hours. You know, I started doing that, and it wasn't until I started playing basketball that I really got social enough to talk to people and actually find out things about dreams and aspirations or whatever it was. So when I turned that into rap, man, it was a go. It was a go. When somebody says like, bro, like when I first started, somebody's like, bro, you're trash. I was like, all right, but watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep. I'm going, bro. I'm going.
So Tommy, with that being said, could you? I know every time we have an artist on here, we always have them, drop something, freestyle, 16,
written,
whatever the
want.
case may be. So
Haikus.
I mean, can you can you bless R.I.C.H Radio with with a nice verse?
I got something.
Okay.
He came prepared.
Hold on.
No, you had to, bro. You had to.
Right.
You had to.
And then Vanessa's next. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No,
nice. So
look
this
at
is,
him.
And what's the challenge about?
Yo. Perfect picture for the perfect vision. Man, it took precision, but it's all on the view. I need a ghost for my soul selection. When I start the engine, it's like Conjuring 2. Hear the statements, I get irritated. This is irrigation, boy, I'm well connected like the well you wishing, but I wish you well. When the night's dark, this Christian Bell. All jokes aside, no laughing matter. I reach the top and you grab the ladder. That's no respect. When I pose a threat, then I smack the camera. Change the vision, go and change your outfit. I chart the boards and I ran the outlet. Ran the break while you stand and hate when your SoundCloud don't deserve a sound check. So that was some,
Hey.
something like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that sound cool.
Now, going back to what you were saying earlier about, basketball helped you transition into the hip hop and whatnot.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, what's the family's reaction initially when young Tommy Wills is like, yo, mom, dad, I'm a rapper, or they're hearing you rap around stuff? Like, what was the family's initial reaction, and then what is it now?
Stop. Stop. No, it was like one of those things, like, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But, make sure you graduate.
Yep. Okay.
That's all it was.
Kind of looked at it as a phase or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
And then once it hit like the 8-9 year mark, I think they're starting to be like, okay, like this is.
Yeah,
Once they saw that
it took
too
that
much
long
video.
though. Yeah.
Once they saw the too much video, like, oh man.
I don't show my parents a lot of my videos.
Me neither, man.
Yup, for real.
I can't do it.
No, it's
Feel you.
funny
I can't
because
do
when I
it.
put out the Lethal Weapons album, it was like some gangster rap. It was talking about busting and running the streets and all this shit. And my dad, he actually helped me fund that project. And he's completely against that kind of hip hop. He's my dad's a square, straight up. Like he don't believe in that. But he saw my vision and he believed in what I was trying to do, and I was trying to better myself. Man. So either way, he wasn't listening to the content, but he was like, I see what he's doing. He's trying to be a young entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So and that's what you are. You're a young entrepreneur, and we need more of these kind of people in our city. And the crazy thing is every single person we've interviewed is a young entrepreneur. Like we've interviewed some really great people, man. This has been a beautiful thing. And I hate to say it, we are running out of time, but I just want to say, man, thank you so much for coming up here and gracing us with your time, bro.
Give it up for Tommy Will, man. That's what's up.
One last thing though. Where can we find your music, your Twitter, your IG, your Facebook,
your clothing,
everything?
Everything.
And okay, for sure. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is all at Tommy Will Music. I try to keep it simple.
That's with the Y, not an IE.
With a Y, yeah, TOMMY, Will Music, and then I'm in the motions of finishing up my website, so everything is gonna be super easy. It's all gonna be on one spot. That's just gonna be havewill.com when it does drop. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I'm trying to get that going. So, definitely before I get out of here, I want to thank you guys, for having me on the show.
Of course, man.
It's definitely much appreciated to be in that circle of talented people that we had talked about and have been on here. So it's definitely dope. And then definitely shout out to, Respect the Underground. My album's coming soon. Napoleon, hopefully in about the next 2 months. Shout out to my boy Justice, my family from 86 Sound, Easy Going. And, man, just thank you guys, bro. It's been real. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.